Hey dudes, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to take a look at the Airis Effects Savage Drive and Parallel Overdrive V2 side by side and check out some differences between them and hopefully help you make a decision between which one of them would be better for you personally. I'm going to take a look at these two overdrives plus my two other favorite overdrives, the Highway Amplification Direwolf and the KSR Airis, in an upcoming video, but I really did want to actually do a more in-depth comparison of these two as well. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to be using my KSR Artemis for all this video, but we're going to dial in a few sounds on that and then see if we can pull out of it using both of these pedals. Signal chain, it's just the Strandberg Bowden OS7 with bare knuckle nail bombs going through the overdrives into Highway Amplification Phalanx, then into the KSR Artemis, and we're using my Mission KM212P cab, which is mic'd up by both the SM57 and a SC Electronics XR1 ribbon mic. Let's go ahead and get into the sounds. Alright, so here's the sound with no overdrive right now, dialed in kind of a crunch sound. I would play some rock stuff on that, but it's definitely not a metal tone. But let's see what we can do to get it there using both these pedals. Let's start on the parallel. Alright, it's there. That's very thick. Turn on the tight switch. As I've said, this is most of the time I'm using the Parallel Overdrive V2, my tight switch is on. Yeah, I'm very happy with that already. Let's check out the Savage Drive. Very happy with that as well. It sounds great. Really, really cool. So yeah, in terms of the differences between them, like I said, this is my first time using the Savage Drive for real. And I'm really liking the fact that it has that adjustable tight control. So my thoughts on these pedals is that both of them can help you find that sweet spot between just raw aggression and kind of controlling it, and the tightness for stuff that you want for like the gentler and more progressive riffs and stuff. Of course, I like to blur those lines and sit my tone somewhere in between those things, leaning more towards the aggressive side than the super duper crazy tight stuff where it's like the guitar is almost not even saturated. I like some saturation in my tone. And both of these pedals kind of can get you there in different types of ways. The tight knob on the Savage Drive is really where it's at, in my opinion. Whereas on the Parallel Overdrive is more so about the mid knob. Because the more you increase the mids, let me demonstrate that. The more you increase the mids on this control, the crazier your tone kind of gets. sounds great. And there, as you see, you can very much make the Savage Drive kind of too tight for certain things, but perfect for others. Like I said, I like to kind of float in the middle. So far, my thoughts on these is that I have a critique of the Parallel Overdrive right now, is that the Savage Drive is definitely better at dialing in top end brightness. Right now we're keeping the Artemis as it is, just to act as a control, so that we can more easily see the differences between these. But I can more easily dial in top end with the Savage Drive. As you see, my byte control here is like full. Whereas the Parallel Overdrive has more just clean boost volume to push out than the Savage Drive does. And with this blend control, you can do a whole bunch in terms of just controlling the actual saturation and the sound of the amount of gain that it has. I feel like it's a little bit more flexible than the Savage Drive in that case. But yeah, let's go ahead and dial in a different sound in the case on the Artemis, and then use these some more. Alright, so now I've dialed in a big, very saturated, almost freaking fuzzy kind of distortion on the Artemis. I wouldn't call it almost fuzzy sounding. The Artemis is just a freaking tight amp. But with this sound, I would definitely want to accentuate some of the, get some more articulation out of it. So in this case, I have the blend knob very, very low, and the drive is off. But actually, let's increase it. So blend, the higher blend is, the more use you're getting out of the mids and the gain control. So I want gain on 0 here, but I want to utilize the mids knob for sure. Really great. Let's see what we can do with the Savage Drive. situation where the tight knob is like really showing its value. It just really tightens up the sound of, well, the sound. See, I just found a really cool sound. You have to play with the blend knob and the mid control, even in a situation like this where I'm not using any gain from the pedal. So in this case, the blend knob is low, but the mid knob is very high, and I think that it sounds great. Yeah, you get the idea. Sounds great. So once again, yeah, all right, let's move over to the next sound from the Artemis. All right, so this time I've pretty much dialed in the best sound that I can on the Artemis. This is pretty much what I would go for on the Artemis if I wasn't using the overdrive at all. This is what that sounds like. Really quite nice. Again, this is my favorite amp. But anyway, so now we're going to see just what light changes we can make to the sound with these pedals, and just which of these pedals I think is probably better at just making an already great sound a little bit better. That's it. And that's one of the few times, even off camera, that I've enjoyed the sound of the parallel overdrive with the tight mode off, because the sound is already so tight. It's just there. Like adding a little bit of fatness with this pedal and tight mode being off is great. But you can also just, with the step of a switch, turn it on and get closer to that super duper tight, really heavily gent staccato stuff. So if you ask me, this is already there. Savage Drive. I think we're good to leave it at that. So essentially, two great pedals. You can't really go wrong with either one of them. Like I said, I think the Savage Drive is a little bit better at adding that top end brightness. If that's something you really care about having a whole lot of control over, that may be the way to go. Whereas with the Parallel Overdrive, I really enjoy just the control of the gain structure itself and the fact you have a foot switchable tight control. So for me, I know personally I've written songs where it's like, all right, I need it to go from being like pretty big and aggressive sounding to being very staccato and gent sounding, you know. And that's, if I'm playing live or something, that's great, just be able to step on the pedal and there it is. And plus it just has a whole bunch of boost that it kicks out, and it has a gate that's inside of it. Although the gate is like, it's just there to help. It does not in any way, shape, form, or fashion replace a full noise gate pedal. But yeah, anyway, hey, I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. And I'm also running a contest currently for an Airis FX Parallel Overdrive. It's a misprint, but yeah, it's a really great pedal. And yeah, please enter if you have not already done so. But yeah, you guys take care.